And digital gold, as it's known, is also surging. It's been up as much as 13%, breaking above the 11,000 level in the process. It's pulled back over, the past couple of hours, I guess. But over the weekend, it did cross 11,000 after just crossing 10,000. It's been 4 straight days of gains for the cryptocurrency.
And the big question, obviously, is why? Why are we seeing this strong performance from Bitcoin? Is it a bounce off the lows? Is it excitement around Facebook and them launching into a world of cryptocurrencies? Is it demand in new markets like India? Is it more validation on Wall Street? Firms like JP Morgan? It might be all of the above. But you reference gold and what's been happening with gold in this market right now. I come back to comments from some of the longtime Bitcoin bulls like Tim Draper, who we've had on this program, who says one Bitcoin is still one Bitcoin, right? There's, roughly 21 million out there. And so, that's the cap on the cryptocurrency. And he makes the argument, well, no, let's not talk about volatility of Bitcoin. Let's talk about the volatility of the currencies and the markets around Bitcoin, which, there's plenty of people who want to debate that. But he raises an interesting point. I mean, it gets back to what is the allure of cryptocurrencies, because Bitcoin and Ethereum and everything's been moving higher again, is if we're this morning talking about a U.S. president directly targeting the heads of the U.S. central bank on Twitter about their interest rate policy, and that has that in part determines where the U.S. dollar is going, is that where you as an investor want to be placing your faith in a currency that ultimately government actions might impact where it goes?
Right. And then so that's why people go to Bitcoin, is because theoretically you're immune to that because it's a decentralized sort of platform. I did ask the question over the weekend, is there a limit? Is there a psychological limit to Bitcoin? I mean, those that call for Bitcoin 100,000, I mean, could you really picture a retail investor buying $100,000 worth of one Bitcoin? One Bitcoin is one Bitcoin. And I was reminded that you can buy fractions of a Bitcoin. So, the total price of a single Bitcoin may not ultimately matter if people are dealing in fractions of it, the way that we deal with cents versus dollars. So that could be one thing. I know you like your stats and numbers.
Oh, great.
The last time we were on this kind of run for Bitcoin prices, so November 2017, I believe, we went from 8,000 to 19,000 in 19 days. Yeah. So these things can move very quickly, and sometimes by minutes. I think the move from 18,000 to 19,000 happened in 3 minutes.
That's why I feel like...
Sorry, end of 2018, that's what I meant.
That was incredible, right? And that's why I think there's going to always be this challenge with Bitcoin, because that's what immediately people are saying. The stories about, well, did you stick it out? Look what's happening now. We got through the rough patch. Yeah. Just the idea that people are playing Bitcoin as, fast cash, as an investment opportunity. I don't know if it's at this point going to be able to shed that mantra. I think that's the reality for Bitcoin. If we're seeing these moves and people are immediately talking about the fact that you can move like $10,000 a coin in like 2 weeks' time, people this morning are looking at them and asking the question, oh gosh, should I get into this? Which I don't know if that makes a lot of a sense if you're trying to be a prudent investor right now.
Well, in the meantime, those crypto bros are out in full force, and they are mainly bros, so that's why I call them that.